Good blessed Sunday morning, November the 14th, 2021. It's about 9:51 a.m. in the morning. I greet all human beings with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't even matter whether you are the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter if you my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. Doesn't matter whether you like me, my YouTube channel, or anything that I publish on the internet. I greet all you all with that same universal greetings of peace and the blessing of God be with you. I'm sitting here on North Main Street in front of what is called the Mississippi County Courthouse here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County. This is considered the 33rd Circuit Court. I'm standing here because I've been watching a couple of cases, one trials that's going on, one in the state of Georgia and the other one in the state of Wisconsin. The one in Georgia is the three white individuals that murdered, with two that actually, well, all three of them is being on trial for the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, a black man, I believe was about 28 years old. Could be wrong about that. But they hunted him down, shot him down, videoed as they was hunting him down and shot him down and murdered him in cold blood, simply for the fact of being a black man jogging in a neighborhood they felt that he shouldn't have been in. Things that happened in this court here with me, I've seen it happen in that particular trial where all the black jurors except one was taken off or wasn't allowed to be on the jury. That happened to me here in Charleston, Missouri, a good while ago. Probably a good 20 years ago. All the black jurors was took off but except one, and the one black that they kept on, it should have been a mistrial because when they ask you, do you know the so-called victim or anybody else, you either say yes or no. This black individual didn't say anything, but once the trial started, and we was finna impeach the so-called victim, and the jury went in the back, the bailiff came out and said that one of the jurors said that they knew the victim and some of their family members. And we immediately asked for a mistrial, but the judge said he wanted to hear what this individual juror knew about these people. Came back out and it was the black juror, the only black juror. And this black juror said she not only rented something from one of the family members of the alleged victim, but also worked it with this alleged victim. But the judge asked her, do you think you can judge fairly? And she said yes. And y'all know the outcome. I was found guilty. You see, God reveals things for a reason. These things been happening to black people for years. You see what I'm saying? It's been happening for years. You have things that's been going on in this circuit court that's going on in Wisconsin. Here it is, a young white guy shoot and kill two white people and seriously wounded another And the judge ruled that the two that got shot and killed and the one got injured cannot be called in front of the jurors, cannot be called victims, but they can be called rioters or arsonists. You know, this judge here, to me, he not only looks and acts, but some of his rulings is just like a Ku Klux Klan. He might as well tell the little young boy, you go home now. Next time, don't leave no witnesses. He wouldn't allow something that would have been crucial for the for the jury to be able to see this guy's mind frame set, because this guy 2 weeks before he did all of this shooting and killing, he was sitting in there's a video, him sitting in a parking lot of a CVS pharmacist and making a statement that he's seen some people coming up out of the pharmacist that he assumed, he didn't know, he assumed that they were shoplifters, and he said he wished he had his AR-15 with him and what he would have done to them people. Same thing he was talking about in Kenosha, someplace he had no legal right to be. Then the judge said that you can't even use the fact, they can't introduce as evidence of the guy on the curfew side. You see, then the judge showed how racist he is. When it was close to lunchtime, he told them, we hope the Asian food that they ordered is not coming from a boat. How racist could you be? But you see, what's really wrong is you don't have the black leaders that come up and go against this and all the other injustices that have been happening in these places. See, we don't get that type of attention down here because the black leaders is working hand in hand with them people, these people down here. You see, courthouse right here. When I first came down here 25 years ago, it was an old courthouse. And one of the white individuals that one of the biggest criminals down here, he was being investigated. And they end up burning down the courthouse. All the records was gone. See, they didn't have a computer system then. Police station right here, right across, right on the side of them. Chief of police, been in law enforcement over 30-something years, living on his family name, paid over $400,000 to have this thing remodeled. Right in the back of this here is a fire station. They got everything over here on the white side of town. But you see, they gonna continue to do what they doing as long as we still rely on some of these black individuals that's working hand in hand with these people, solely because they either afraid, they getting paid off, or they just don't care, or all of the above. Y'all better wake up. Peace be still.